Thank you for tuning in to Cripple Talks Comics. I am the Cripple. This is where we get together and discuss comic books, storylines, characters, and all sorts of other things with my co-host Eladrius and our master of time and space, Ziptai. Thanks so much for tuning in. Welcome back to the center of the multiverse, folks. You know the drill by now. We're here to discuss comic books. This week we are covering DC's Midnighter. So, Eladrius, tell us what you thought about Midnighter.
I liked it. I liked it for different reasons than I liked Young Avengers. Because in Young Avengers, you get the idealized, romanticized version of a gay couple. And with Midnighter and Apollo, you get DC's take on that, which is dark. So dark. No, it's not in a bad way. It's just that they break up.
Well, you know, we all know if you've read any DC, they like the darker end of the spectrum.
Oh, should we also tell the audience that we are now joined by...
Oh, yes, our Master of Time and Space now has a voice, sadly.
And the Master of Time and Space can just erase you right now. Go ahead, talk. Say something. Say something.
Are you about to cut my mic? Oh, he cut my mic.
Oh, look at that. We just can't hear the cripple anymore. The cripple is just gone. He's been
I'm sorry. I don't know why you leaning over here.
He's been warped out of reality.
Look, I don't want the same treatment.
Look, give me the mic.
No, I don't. I just don't want the same treatment.
Oh, I will bring you back, cripple. It's okay. You're back into the reality. How do you feel, sir?
You bitched up. Yeah.
I didn't bitch up.
If you'd have stood up to that man and gave me a mic, we wouldn't have had this problem.
If I stood up to him, gave you a mic, he'd mute that mic too. And then we'd both be voiceless.
It's people like you that revolutions don't work. Because people like you. It's, when people like you happen...
Actually, I think it's people like the Master of Time and Space. People who could just phase you in and out.
I have no shame in what I just did, and I will do it again.
By the way, folks, he ain't got no power outside of his
That's why he's exercising all his power.
I'm almost married, so I'm still enjoying what little power I have left.
What was that, a Gabriel Iglesias joke? Green Lantern, a man who has a ring and thinks he has power.
That's a fantasy. But, what did you like about Midnighter?
I gotta say, I had run across him. I didn't realize, because he was in small issues with the Bat family, but he's in several. He was interesting and enjoyable. It was, I know anyone who's spoken to me in person or you've heard several of these podcasts, I give 90s comics a hard time because it's very little substance and very fast paced. Steve Orlando, and God, I forgot the artist. 1 second. I believe it's the same artist. Akko. I think it's Akko.
Yeah, I think that's the same guy.
I think it's Akko. The, Steve Orlando and this artist really do a good job of giving you plot with a fast pace. This has that 90s pace in it with substance. Because if you end up flipping past a page in this, you are completely lost.
We should also probably preface this with it is very bloody.
Yes. If any of you, I can't imagine there are, but just in case, because this is the internet, if we have any listeners who might be listening to this with some younger, impressionable people, this is definitely something you do not let them read solo.
Maybe there's some people who just don't like gory comics.
That's true.
Trigger warning.
It's definitely very bloody. It's the sexual content's
trigger warning. I get triggered when people say trigger.
I'm sorry, sir. You're triggering me by being triggered by me saying trigger.
Oh, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. We're not. I'm not. We're not having. No.
But yes, he is a good Batman. He is the guy that runs out. Whoa. Totally. Whoa. Batman puts the crazy people that want to hurt other people and commit mass murder in prison or in an insane asylum.
Because they need help.
Midnighter just kills them.
Wait, so we don't help mentally ill people? Is that what you're telling me? We don't help mentally ill people. We just beat them up.
Does he help? Does Batman?
He puts him
You are not coming to me right now and telling me that Batman helps mentally ill people.
He puts them in a state-run institution.
Oh wow, that is underfunded. You know, he could. I don't know. Bruce could just buy Arkham and then really outfit it.
He's too busy paying for all the other stuff.
What does he pay for? It ain't the school
the
education.
Justice League.
Oh woo! He pays for a bunch of people who don't want to come in and help him.
Doesn't he also bankroll like all of Gotham?
No.
Yes.
He bankrolls it in the same way that a mafia boss bankrolls people.
Okay, look, you're hitting on my homie a little hard.
has he at all ever fixed the public education system in Gotham? Nope. Does he fund prisons so they can help hold the people that truly are crazy, like super villains? We're not talking about normal people who steal food to feed their family. We're talking about people that kill hundreds of other people. Nah, people break out. Does he buy and fix the mentally insane?
See, now we done lost our Wayne Corp sponsorship. I hope you know that.
Wayne Corp. First
Wayne
of all, one, it ain't exist. Okay, it might exist in some other reality, but ain't this one. And second of all, he ain't gonna be listening to your cripple ass. The only cripple he listens to is Oracle, and that bitch can walk now.
She can.
It's a superpower. She can walk.
No, he paid for a super special
Money.
experimental time.
It's a superpower.
Money, buddy. I told you what it's
her superpower is that she can walk now.
I told you money was a
whenever
superpower.
people who are handicapped get superpowers, they're able to walk again. We all know how this works.
Look, we already talked about Robbie Reyes earlier this week. I'm still ready. You won't talk about Trigger? Robbie Reyes' brother triggers the crap out of me.
Let's get back to the Midnighter.
the person who actually
you need to read
cripples
that,
other
by
people.
the way, just so you can see how frustrating that is. But yeah, Midnighter, I really enjoyed it. In all seriousness, as a Batman fan, it's got some real elements there. If you are a fan of Batman, that are there, and like you said, I feel like I was telling Master Time and Space earlier. I feel like this is kind of like a Hellboy meets Punisher meets Batman kind of setup, you know, because he's not quite Frank Castle, and he won't put a bullet in you because it's Tuesday and you look like you might have committed a crime.
Or if you did steal food to feed your family, Frank Castle would kill you. Yeah. The Midnighter will not. He'll look at that and go, okay, well that's not your fault for feeding your family. He has common sense.
Well, a good example of this is there's a moment where a woman is... I'm trying to be as vague as possible so you guys can read it, but basically a woman is attacking a business because they made a decision, because statistically this product was only going to kill X number of people, and money-wise it made more sense to just release the product and pay off the damages. Well, a woman is attacking the company, and she is attacking indiscriminately employees, and then she gets up to the boardroom and she starts attacking the board members. And Midnighter busts in, and okay, you think standard superhero, okay, he's gonna save these people and tell the person wrong. Beats the crap out the chick attacking people, and then the board members, oh, you saved us. Oh, no. I'm hitting her because she attacked the employees. You're next. And it shows him off panel.
Yeah, because one of the guys is like, oh my god, we'll pay you and hire you and do all this, and he shakes their hand, and then he goes, yeah, no, you're just as guilty as a murderer, and so he breaks the dude's hand.
And the fight with the best part about that for me is the fight with the execs is actually off panel, because you see him walk off panel, and then you see only the reaction of the lady who came here for these people smiling, and you just like hear a bunch of noises off panel of him just beating crap these people.
She does go to prison though, because she did hurt some people, but
well,
her anger was justified. Her vengeance was justified.
And that's what Midnighter says. He said, if you hadn't attacked the employees, I wouldn't be here. But these people can't help what they do. It was just really interesting. One thing I want to tell you guys is most of the comics we've given you so far, we've given you at the best jumping off points. A warning. I enjoy Steve Orlando's stuff, and I think Eladrius will agree with me. He is in love with the writing device, though, in media res.
Oh, God, yes.
Every story starts in the middle, and then you're going to work there eventually. So if you feel off put through the first issue or so, that's what he does. That being said, this is not like the first appearance of Midnighter. Now, you get all the information you could get for a first pickup, but this is not the first appearance. Now, there's a reason we did this. I did some research. I hear that they had several writers and they're all good, but from what I hear, this is the best written version of him, which is why we picked this one up.
He's also Midnighter and his ex-boyfriend.
I think they're ex at this point in the comic.
They're going to be joining the DC universe.
Yes, they were
canon characters.
They were a part of what is called the Wildstorm universe. DC bought Wildstorm, I want to say several years ago, and DC's been trying to get Wildstorm. They keep trying to jumpstart Wildstorm, and they just did another one. Comic book characters about is in that universe.
Who?
Grifter.
Oh yeah.
The laser guns, basically. Grifter. Do you know who? Okay, a lot of people don't. That's why I'm asking.
The only reason why I know Grifter is because of HeroClix, and I like.
Grifter was in HeroClix. Okay,
he's in what I gave you.
Oh,
he's in there, and he's actually pretty goddamn cool to attack twice in one turn and not lose any damage on each attack. And now it's really good. It's really good character.
The only reason I know about any of these guys, I think Apollo made a guest shot. Actually, there was a '90s cartoon because you know me, I'm the master of obscure 90s cartoons, about the wild cards. And it had Grifter and the dude that could grow in size and all these. But yeah,
You're a journeyman at best. I'm the master here of 90s cartoons.
Sir.
We're gonna talk about this in
Cowboys of
different
Moon
podcasts.
Mesa. You didn't know what that was.
I know.
Did you?
I
don't-
But before Nostalgia Critic, did
No,
you
I
know
didn't. I grew up watching that.
Likewise.
Like,
Silverhawks.
I have pictures of my Silverhawks. I have pictures of myself at a Cowboys of Moon Mesa themed party.
You guys are really
Biker mice from Mars.
Of course, that's the biker mice from our Skeleton Warriors.
Skeleton Warrior. Oh my god, I hate that fucking show.
you got
And by
me.
the way, I
You got
don't
me
know
on
what
that
that is. I only know because I watch a guy who rants and shit, and that's what he does to identify stupid people. Is he plays the little
Skeleton
clip
Warriors.
"Skeleton Warriors" repeatedly to identify someone stupid.
You got me on that one. I don't know
Toxic
what this-
Avengers.
I know Toxic Avengers. The Mummy Alive.
Mummy's alive. The dude had no arm, and then his magic armor gives him an arm. Don't play with me.
What's wrong? They're so sad.
Okay, we should probably get back to comic books, but don't play with this. You know what? We're gonna do a special podcast.
The
We're gonna
only-
do, and you can be the mediator. We're gonna do a special podcast for this. It's on.
Because I think the only one that I know that's really old was King Tut. It was about a little.
I didn't watch it, but
It
I
was-
do know of it. That was on like the Discovery Channel, right? No.
It was like I want to say it was on. It might have been. I don't know.
Ah.
It's been forever. This is why I don't remember shows.
But anyway, Midnighter is it's really good. If you like street level crime, this is gonna be one for you. It's got some fantastic sci-fi elements, but it's still very much street level crime. I think you'd have to agree. It's very much one of the things I like, and it's not even the fact that he was in a gay relationship. It's strictly that to me that I know. I myself don't react this way, but I've known tons of people who react the way Midnighter does to a breakup. Throughout this comic, you see him hooking up with just random people he meets. And I've seen several characters in comics depicted that way, and it's strictly to sort of like soothe the wound of the breakup. He's literally there to hook up, talk a little bit, and then peace. He pieces out, and he does that throughout the book. But they do a good job of every time he's talking to the people, showing that this is literally what he's doing. He's working through his issues with his ex. I believe they did a span of Green Arrow where that happened too, because Black Canary said. He's like, let's get married and have a baby. And Black Canary said, we're superheroes. We can't do that. That's dumb. Come back to me when you want to, be an adult.
I mean, I have to say that his superpower is not readily apparent until you get. Once again, it happens to be the fact that he starts in the middle of the story. And then goes back to the beginning.
Was the AI not throwing you off in those first couple of panels? Because it threw me off. Because he doesn't explain what it was.
Yeah, the way it was drawn, they didn't explain it. So I had no idea what we were looking at half the time.
Okay.
But yeah, I had no idea what we were looking at half the time until they were like, oh yeah, this is my power. And then after that, he immediately started showing all that stuff, and I was like, "Oh, okay, that's what we're drawing."
So wait, is his power like a big plot thing or no?
No. Basically, as we know, Batman's superpower is money.
Of course.
With the Midnighter, he doesn't really have money. So what he's got is a supercomputer that's in his head, and it predicts everything, every fight, every movement of every person.
Think kind of like Cyborg, a version of Cyborg meets Batman. Like he's got several cybernetic enhancements to different things.
So Friday.
To a degree,
Friday from Iron Man's Army.
Except this is in his brain directly, and he reacts faster than somebody who had a suit telling them what to do.
Something that I kind of hope that readers listen to us first before reading it. That way they're prepared for it, because one of the things that kind of throws you off with the immediate res, it still works in the long run, but they will show you the projection he sees from the AI without explaining what it is. Like the opening scene where you introduce the AI, an alarm clock is projected in front of him and wakes him up, and then you see him like working out, and it's showing him the best moves to get the most muscle action, and you're just kind of like, what's up? This disembodied voice is communicating with him, and there's no real, no no real explanation. You just kind of got to go with it. Like, is he seeing ghosts? Is he crazy?
If you like Pulp Fiction, the movie, you will enjoy this comic book.
Definitely. It definitely has that kind of humor to it. The humor is very dry, very...
And good news for people who want to read the comic book, there is no box. There is no suitcase that we will never have unanswered questions to.
The stories, while being connected to each other, are very self-contained. Volume starts, story, end of story, and then you go into volume 2. Also, we will be covering... I don't know... if you guys want Volume 2, we will definitely cover that. There's another one coming out that covers the ex-boyfriend that is mentioned in here and Apollo. And Midnight. Apollo is the ex-boyfriend's name. And Midnighter. We will be covering that because it's been getting a lot of critical acclaim.
Really?
Oh, it's... like I told you, a lot of these issues I get on a lot of the DC stuff because they don't have a digital subscription service like Marvel does. I buy on Amazon. These trades are generally 15 to 20 in store. Amazon generally sells them to me for 10 to 15. These guys were at 16, Apollo and Midnighter. And generally, when Amazon has them more expensive, they're expecting it to sell. And I was reading a bunch of reviews of the Apollo and Midnighter combo issue. Is the people who... This is one of those series that falls under what we in the Master Time and Space were talking about with Marvel. DC usually doesn't have a problem with it, and I don't think it was intentional, but there are a few comics that just aren't advertised enough. This one, I just doesn't... These I don't think was advertised enough.
The comic
that was so sad too.
The comic he's talking about, they just canceled it after 2 issues. And it's called Black Panther and the Crew. That exact same eye you just made.
We all made it.
We all made the exact same thing.
No. Okay, think of the title. You wouldn't want to read that right now. Describe it.
It's Black Panther, Storm, Luke Cage, Misty Knight.
Oh my God! It's a Black Squad. What? Why?
Black Panther and the Crew.
But
the Crew.
No. Why? Okay.
Oh.
Shit out of my
Are you?
Fuck me. I mean,
what city
Jesus.
were they in?
I don't
What
fucking
city?
know.
They were in some inner city. Like I'm serious.
They're literally, it's all of them dealing with police brutality and stuff like that, which is a great, it's a great thing to do.
Wait, but not for Black Panther.
Exactly, what I'm about to get to. Exactly,
Full of his own country. What the fuck
Thank
he
you.
gotta?
Why would you? The same thing I said off camera is that if you have Storm and Black Panther dealing with anything street level, there is no problems because they will just handle the situation. There's no reason for them to be there. Now, you get Luke Cage, Misty Knight, and I forgot who else is in there too on there. It makes sense, but to have an Avenger.
And where the fuck is Jessica Jones and all this?
She raising a baby.
She's raising a baby.
And what the fuck?
You can't
You
go out and fight
pay
crime
for
and
a
have a baby.
babysitter?
You can't go out and fight crime
You
and
know,
have a baby.
she retired. She's done. She retired.
Keith, you know once women have babies, they're not people
I
anymore.
can say, why did she retire? Because she had a baby?
No, because she got tired of... remember, okay, you've seen Jessica Jones, the show, the Netflix show.
Yeah.
Okay, she did that only because she needed money, but Luke Cage is taking care of that now, and she wants to take care of a child. She retired from superheroing. She doesn't want a superhero anymore. She doesn't want to.
I feel like they just shelved her because she had a baby and she did her job. I feel like that's what that was.
She did her job?
You know that's how that comes out.
No, that is exactly what that looks like.
You know me, and you know my wife. You know I don't have that opinion, but that's how I feel. And it's not just comic books. How many times that happened in fiction? Oh, they had a baby. Put them on the shelf. They're taking care of the baby.
What happened to Storm after she had T'Challa's sons? Where was she?
Wakanda.
When the X-Men came calling, where was she? Back in Wakanda in the palace raising them babies.
I have no clue, because I don't know. But here's the thing.
Why did they break them up? That's so sad.
Oh, bullshit. That's what they broke them over. Bullshit. Civil War is what causing them to... Yeah.
I don't need Civil War 2?
First one.
The first one.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, Minority Report. I'm sorry.
Oh, God.
By the way,
but I can't believe Black Panther and the Crew.
Black Panther and the Crew. And after 2 issues of being out,
they already canceled.
Because it's... Anyway.
Well, no, it's not just that. They didn't advertise. They just popped up.
No advertisement about it.
You couldn't advertise it because who the fuck wanted... The second you look at that, as you go, you should read this.
You should see the cover.
Well, I haven't seen the cover. Is it that bad?
The cover is literally Black Panther looking like this. And all the other people behind him. Like,
they about to drop a hip hop album.
They're not standing behind him, but they're like coming like off the air type stuff like that.
Okay, so they're dropping a hip hop album.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that's what that looks like to me.
It's the new NWA.
It's better than, Day 4. It's Black Panther's NAACP. for comic book heroes.
Here's the thing that I have a problem with it is the main issue I had is that you have all these names for all these different type of groups: the Dark Avengers, the Thunderbolts, Hammer, Shield.
They couldn't call them the Dark Avengers. They could not call them the Dark Avengers.
My point.
I still think that would have been better than the
Midnight Avengers.
My point being
BET
that
Avengers Edition.
my point being
South
is
of
that
the-
you couldn't
south
have a
of
better
23rd
name
Street.
besides Black Panther and the crew. It sounds like what's the thing I said? Gladys Knight and the Pips. That's what it sounds like to me. Black Panther and the crew, Gladys Knight and the Pips.
When you say Black Panther and the crew, all I picture is Salt and Pepper join in for a crossover issue.
I also don't picture Black Panther T'Challa in his Black Panther outfit. I picture him in some kind of like street thug outfit with a giant flavor.
Wait, it's his street clothes. Like that's his king armor and it's his street clothes.
Oh my god, why?
Black Panther.
He's okay. Everybody who's seen Avengers the movies now knows who Black Panther is, and because I'm gonna assume that most people who like superheroes have seen the Netflix show Luke Cage.
Brother Voodoo.
Oh my god, Brother Voodoo was the guy we couldn't remember?
Yes, Brother Voodoo is the other.
When was
Black
the last
Panther.
time Brother Voodoo was relevant? I don't mean to be rude.
Is he the one with the chicken?
He's the dude that replaced Doctor Strange for a while. He had the chicken and
Yeah, and like he helped or Deadpool contact Death in one of them like goofy one-offs.
and he was a really cool character, but nobody cared. I feel bad, but nobody liked him, and so they basically brought Stephen Strange back as the Sorcerer Supreme, and then we just kind of remember Brother Voodoo's there when we need a black member on the team. I don't mean to be rude, but he's the only black person on Avengers Unity Squad. I'm just saying. I'm glad he's there, but like I feel
it's not like they don't have people of color to.
I am now showing them the covers of Black Panther and the crew.
Yeah, they gonna drop an
Volume
album.
1
Like
and
that album
Volume
gonna
2.
be hot. I tell you what, I won't read that comment, but when Marvel puts out that album, I'm in. Chad Boswick.
But it's not like they don't have people of color to pull from.
I feel like they only.
And on top of that, they don't need an all-black crew.
I feel like they only pulled in Brother Voodoo because Sam Wilson
Cool.
said.
Got a whole bunch of white people in a couple of the Avengers and the evil people.
Well, I don't like an all-white crew either, but I mean, I'm just saying.
I'm simply playing devil's advocate.
I know.
Like I said, I feel like they only got Brother Voodoo because Sam Wilson said no.
Sam Wilson got his own shit.
Black Panther's like, we got this group called
Look,
the Crew.
Sam Wilson is fighting to be called Captain America at the time and not Captain Nazi.
We're gonna take care of that in the next episode.
We are.
I know.
Next episode is that one.
Captain America, Sam Wilson.
But back to Midnighter.
Back to Midnighter.
So he's pretty much Punisher, but
Batman too.
Batman and Punisher.
Batman plus Punisher, and a little bit of political wise, he's basically the conservative Oliver Queen because he can say what he wants and ain't nobody gonna stop him.
Yeah,
well, I mean,
but his values are still
not
liberal.
socially.
Yeah.
He's not socially conservative, but he's politically conservative. Or I got that
I mean,
vibe.
I guess.
I got that vibe from him. Am I wrong?
I don't think so. I mean, it's kind of hard to be politically conservative when you're gay. I'm just saying.
Do you want me to bring up that group? They exist.
Yeah, I know the log cabin Republicans that don't exist because they hide behind a log in the cabin.
They exist.
I don't really. No, I'm good.
But no, I really like him. He's a really interesting character.
I will say that unlike most superheroes, he believes in the death penalty. He's okay with that, especially since he's the one who
I feel like is light. He enforces it a few times.
Only for people who we can obviously see deserve it.
Something I like is I don't know if the Master of Time and Space will agree with me. When they do these gritty characters, they're all grit. That's all they are. There are moments where one moment you'll see him put a shotgun to a demon-possessed person's head and take care of business, and the next moment a kid is in the street having problems. He will escort the kid to safety, give him to people, and then go, if I hear that something happened to this child, I'll be back.
Okay, wait. You kind of threw me for a loop. He fights against demons?
That was a demon, right? Or no,
Like,
it was an alien
literally-
that looked like a demon.
Literally, the first
I
enemy.
thought he was just a street level.
He is.
He is.
But he also deals with sometimes bigger threats, considering he comes from a place called the God Garden. So, yeah, but it's not really. It doesn't have anything to do with New Gods.
No.
It's technologically advanced.
It's a giant technologically advanced space station that floats around the planet.
And basically, again, it's because he doesn't come from DC, so this stuff was not made for the DC universe in mind.
But they are putting it in.
Yeah. And somehow. But basically, he fights something that looks like a demon. People calling it a demon. It turns out it's some kind of alien that just takes control of people. And it possesses this person, and then he just doesn't have a problem because that person is a thug, and he ends up killing him. It's this crazy bitch.
What's something I am?
And then it takes control of a little girl or a little boy,
Some child,
and then he just stops, puts the shotgun down, and he goes, and he ends up getting it to leave the kid, and that's when he takes the kid over to the people and goes, these people are going to help you find your parents, and he goes, because if they don't, I'll be back. And he looks at each of the adults, and they're just like, yeah, cool. Cool story, bro.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. Although nothing is funnier than watching him approach a child with compassion while he is soaked in blood.
And while he's using that, while he's doing that and being compassionate to the child, making threatening eyes at the adults while he's making, these people are going to make sure you're safe in the eyes.
I wish you had read this, because one of my favorite moments in any comic book series I've ever read, thanks to the cripple pointing them me towards comic books. There's one point where he has a meat pounder. It's basically a little hammer used in your kitchen to
Hang
pound
on one
meat.
second.
And he's fighting this.
See if my wife can bring it so we can show you the panel.
Okay.
This creature, or this evil villain called Multiplex. Multiplex divides. That's what he is. He has tons of clones.
That's a good name.
He kills him. And only one of them survives, and he's like, you can't kill us all, because as long as one of us survives, Multiplex won't die. And then Midnighter looks at him and grips the meat hammer and goes, that's why you're my favorite.
No, with this sadistic smile on his face.
Oh,
So he's Blade in Blade 1.
It's
Yes.
amazing.
I'm going to keep cutting you up because I know you're going to keep coming back.
And he does. That's the recurring thing, because Multiplex keeps showing up.
He loves killing villains. He loves killing supervillains.
Because that solves the problem.
Yes, permanently. Permanently.
Look, Jason Todd kills people. Leave me alone.
But not Bruce Wayne.
Look.
See, I would agree with Batman's way if he at least reformed at least one villain.
I know, right?
Clayface. Bam. Deal with it. Mic drop. I can't drop the mic because it's not my mic.
Back. Yeah, because I will kill you.
He's a part of the, we're going to cover them the week after Sam Wilson. He is a part of the new DC Comics family team. Clayface.
Give it like two runs.
Yeah.
Right.
Give it a little bit and he'll go evil again.
Yeah. I want a completely reformed villain.
If anything, his win to fail ratio is extraordinarily unbalanced.
That I'll give you.
Because he has got so many villains that stay villains that break out of prison. He's got family that turn into villains.
And hero.
Yeah, but again...
What hero?
Damien and Kathy.
Okay, Damien
Kate.
was born evil. Okay, so we're not even talking about that. Damien was born evil. There's nothing redeeming about Damian Wayne. Fuck you.
No, there is.
Damian Wayne.
His little run with Jonathan Kent. Those two are adorable.
Super Sons. We will be covering that.
They are adorable.
Let's see, I think it's a little further. That, by the way, that panel is nice. That was the cover of one of the issues.
Yeah.
I really like that.
Take out the first
Oh,
y'all doing good not cursing. I need to stop not doing anything.
We're not intentionally not cursing.
No, I thought I could have swore I've said some curse words since we started this stuff.
No. I listen to every single podcast.
I think this is the one. Right? I just wanted to show it to him.
No, not the one where he says you're my favorite. But yeah, that's him fighting Multiplex.
I'm just showing the Master of Time and Space some of the fight scenes, because I'll tell you what, if you are a fan of some bloody fight scenes, this is the comic for you. And it's not just Midnighter. I'll give him that. It's not like Midnighter. It's not one-sided fights either. Midnighter is trading blows with these dudes.
The only thing I think was disappointing
Mm-hmm.
was we got to see yet another clone of Superman. I'm tired of Superman clones.
Who's the Superman clone?
At the end of the entire thing, the person we fight is Superman clone.
Okay, so since this is
There's a little wiggle room.
What? How many Superman? Isn't one of the Superman clones on a good team now? He's his own person now.
Who you talking about?
Superboy, whatever.
He got written. I think he's written out of continuity. I have to check.
For real?
I don't think.
No, then how they bringing back the Young Justice or whatever the hell on Netflix?
That's in a separate. Young Justice is in a separate Earth. Earth 16, I believe.
Oh my God. Okay.
we're in the center of the multiverse. You have to get used to this.
Yep.
I know, but there's a reason
It's okay.
I'm in the center and I'm kind of out of it because I don't want to deal
It's
with all
okay.
that
We're gonna
bullshit.
cover multiversity and you'll get it.
I'm a bigger fan of the New Gods because there's only one of them people. One God. There doesn't need to be.
What you mean them people?
What you mean, them people? Love that movie.
Actually, I do have a question though, because I'm playing
First Black Iron Man.
I'm playing the advocate of the viewer. I have no idea what the hell this universe is even about. So can we get a little background on that? Because now you said there's shit in the space. There's shit in space.
The Wildstorm universe. I am not 100% an expert, but as far as Midnighter goes, basically from what I've read in Grayson, he's in there by the way. If you're a Dick Grayson fan, I definitely recommend that. That's when he was a spy, and him and Dick Grayson trade some blows and team up. It's really great. Basically, there's this giant floating fortress, which looks freaking cool. I don't even know what that architecture is supposed to be, but it looks really cool.
Basically looks like a giant floating cigarette.
But kind of think of Stargate. I'm going to draw real back and show my age. The first Stargate movie.
The Goa'uld starships.
The Goa'uld, yes. The Goa'uld starships.
I have never seen the first movie.
It's not a... Oh my god, did you see the series?
I've seen scenes.
So you haven't seen the first series either. So you are only watching cartoons.
Look, I'm gonna have to talk to a nerd.
See, what you have to understand is that I had a bit of rivalry with my brother. So any show he liked, I automatically hated, and he loved Stargate. So
well, you won't need to get over that because
I know I've learned to start playing games and watching shows that he used to like, and discovered that these are really fucking good.
You should watch Stargate.
It is really good, but basically it's kind of like a neo-Egyptian look is the closest I can give you, because I think the Goa'uld were Egyptian based.
They were aliens that took on the form. They claimed to be gods.
Yeah, so that's where we got Egyptian mythology from in that universe.
Basically, it's a giant floating ziggurat.
Yeah,
and it's called the God Garden. And the only reason it's called the God Garden is because it makes a lot of technology that is highly advanced for humans. And it's stuff that we used to believe the gods could do. And there's this person called the Gardener, and she is like the curator, I guess, or an inventor. She also invents stuff. And so that's who Midnighter works for. And works for is such a harsh term. Well, he used to before that relationship broke off. Bitch was manipulative and evil. Basically, we'll give you that because she's not a good mentor. Basically, she's kind of like the Guardians of the Universe for the Green Lanterns. So basically, she took Midnighter at a certain point in his life, downloaded all his memories, made copies, erased them from his head, upgraded his body for cybernetics, and then basically used him as an employee. Yes. The reason he's got all of the cybernetic stuff is because, unbeknownst to him and against his wishes, she put them in him. So, quite literally, she just experimented on him, and then he is who he is now. And she sent him to go recover other technologies. So she just made him his avatar because I want him. We don't know why. Mm-hmm. I'm trying not to get too descriptive about the villain of this volume because it's a big twist. But the basic premise is an unknown person breaks into the God Garden, jacks a bunch of tech, uses the stuff they like to upgrade themselves, and stuff they don't like they sell off for big bucks. And so the whole point is he doesn't like the Gardener, and he still uses the tech to save people, but now he's got to hunt down all this tech for the Gardener or else crazy shit's going to happen. And from what I can guess, the powers that he picked is pretty much makes him into Superman, since you say he's pretty into Superman. No, that's this somebody else? It won't be for this. That'll be for the next one. Yeah, volume 2. Next one. Okay. It's just that I was tired of Superman clones. But yeah, but you like Jonathan Kent. His biological son that has a bit of Lois Lane in him. Yeah, I like Lois Lane. He's essentially still a Superman clone. We need to work on your definition of what a clone is. Essentially. No, not essentially. So you're a clone of your daddy. I am a clone of my mother and my father, yes. Again, we need to work on what your definition of clone is. I don't know if you're a clone when you put the juices in a blender, stir up, and see what happens. That's what having a baby's like. Just put it in the blender. The hell is wrong with you? That explains why your legs don't work. Exactly. Well, actually, what explains... And your face. You're gonna mute that mic. Take your hands off the mute button. I will phase you out of reality again. Enjoy it now, Galactus. About an hour you going on. Something tells me you got a little power hungry with that shit. Do you do that when you and your wife record? You think, well, you know what, baby, I don't like what you're saying. Hang on. No, she records on her own computer. This is why she records. And we don't podcast yet because all my mics are here. As they should be.
Continue with Midnight.
But it's a very fast-paced, high-action book. If that's what you're looking for, this is definitely up your alley. It's got some deep story. One of the things that I enjoyed, and I don't think they'll be, at least one of them won't be repeatable characters. I like that they write even just the random people he hooks up with and hangs out with pretty well. They're none of them. You can tell they're going to be background characters only by the virtue of the amount of time they're in the comic, but they don't come off as flat. He hooks up with several guys throughout the thing, and they each have their own enough personality to not just be a...
I don't think he hooks up with that many, to be honest.
3 by my count.
Is it 3?
The first dude. Then
and then there's the waiter.
The waiter. Then there's the dude that he creeps out. Remember? They're still friends, but he's all the dude that makes him breakfast. And then he just like spills out his whole life story, and he's like,
"That's not the first guy."
No, I don't think so.
Huh? Okay.
Hang on, I'm gonna open a comic. Give me a second. I don't think it's the very. Like I said, it's still not that many, because the Wolverine slept with how many women per issue?
Oh no, I don't care if he's a man-ho. That's fine.
See, look, this dude looks Asian-y.
Asian E. Oh yeah. Okay. Well, he starts the thing with that guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't actually see them hook up.
No. It's implied from the clothes on the floor
and the condoms.
All the condoms. Look, we have said much worse. You kept a couple things in,
but not on mic.
No, you kept a couple things in that I didn't think you'd keep in. The Batman comic was on the last one you posted. The one.
Are you going to keep in the fact that we discussed the fact that
the crew?
Marvel is attempting to go Mo Blacka and Mo Doctor?
Oh no, that's coming because it deserves to be here because it's a. I only have a problem with it only because they included Panther and Storm in it in a street level because it just doesn't work for them. And the title. That's the one thing I had a problem with.
I think everyone had a problem with the title. I don't mean to be rude.
I just don't understand why we couldn't go back and do like a Defenders again. Both Luke Cage, Misty Knight, and... Okay, Brother Voodoo, I don't even know who that is, except for that one Deadpool thing.
Let's just say he is really fucking powerful.
He is powerful.
When it comes to magic, he was Sorcerer Supreme for a while.
He replaced... And this is what bothers me about Brother Voodoo. He's actually a really cool character, but Marvel did not put enough behind him, in my opinion. He was Steven's replacement, so Steven became Wong for a while, and he became Sorcerer Supreme. And Brother Voodoo was pretty badass, but Marvel, to me, didn't give him enough support. But then again, that goes back to my issue with Marvel in general, is they look at initial numbers and go, oh, it can't be saved.
You want to talk about the art thing, too?
Oh, yes. I know this is a DC book, but forgive us.
Well, is it DC now, or is DC later?
No. It's DC now.
Is DC right now?
Yes. Okay. This came in, this was written tail end of 16. Because I don't want to say this year in case somebody's listening at the time. This came in tail end of 16, and Rebirth had started beginning of 16.
Yeah, this is pre-Rebirth.
Yeah. No,
but it's still...
This is post after Rebirth started. It's just... This is after Rebirth started. Rebirth started in 16.
Didn't they didn't they do Amanda Walker after Rebirth and make her normal again?
Yes. Oh, is she not normal?
No, fool.
Oh, damn.
She is supermodel.
You're right. This one is pre-Rebirth. My apologies. Supermodel Amanda Waller. Who made that decision?
You know who Amanda Waller is, right?
I know who Amanda Waller is.
They made her skinny and fit and stuff.
With supermodel face.
Is she in the second volume?
Yes.
I gotta show him.
So the Amanda Waller that was an Arrow?
Yes.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why? Like, she was one of the very few powerful... heavy-set women.
Oh, and that's why a lot of fans were like, "Why does she got to look like a supermodel?"
Have you ever seen the movie Chicago? It's a musical.
No.
It's got Queen Latifah in it. She plays a character called Big Mama Morton. That's exactly.
Wait. Chicago. Isn't that where the girl goes to prison?
Yes, for killing.
I've seen the movie.
Okay, that's who I thought of Amanda Waller.
That's
that
her,
is
right?
No.
Because I don't like New 52 Amanda Waller. So.
Go ahead and keep talking. I'll find it.
But yeah, you are right. I'm sorry. It is pre-Rebirth, but Wildstorm and supposedly the Watchmen universe are supposed to be added in.
Like, how do you think they're going to actually combine this universe? Like, how?
They already have. It's there. Dick Grayson has had crossovers with them in their comic, and he's in this.
So they never answered. Oh, there's a giant satellite in the sky that's.
Right next to the Justice League satellite.
Remember, the Rebirth is bringing in old continuity, making it legit. We don't know how much is legit. Superman pulled planets with a chain once.
Sir, looking at this, that is not Amanda Waller.
No, it's Halle Berry.
That's not even Halle Berry. I'm not saying that as Halle Berry looks better than her. No, this one looks better than Halle Berry. But no, that's not Amanda Waller. That's the only phrase that. That's not my Amanda Waller.
No, it's not. No.
It goes back to hashtag, not my Amanda Waller.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's why if you read Suicide Squad Rebirth, she's back to her big heavy-set self.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. The Amanda Waller, the actress they got to play her in Suicide Squad, was actually really good.
The only actress I prefer...
I know her because my wife is really into Scandal, but I don't...
I thought that was the chick from How to Get Away from Murder. That's not her? Oh, it is.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Oh, wow.
Scandal is white bitches.
No, Scandal's a black woman dealing with black bitches. Dealing with white bitches. The president and the vice president, his wife, and all that bullshit. I'm sorry.
Does your wife like to hate watch? I feel like she'd like to hate watch. That's where you watch something just to troll it.
She watches Basketball Wives.
Oh.
For real. Like, she does...
Wait, I didn't think people watch Basketball
not
Wives.
intently. It's more like background noise and listen to dumb people talk about dumb stuff. It's more background noise for her, but she watches it, so... I'm just not about that life.
I mean, I watch a few things to hate. Like, I hate watch a few things, like Iron Fist. I hate watch that.
Oh, we getting to that, Master Time and Space. We getting to that.
It's on
the calendar.
We already made a complete calendar of the things. I didn't bring it with me, so we can't make the announcement of how many it's going to be. But we already have it all planned out to about October.
Yeah.
Okay.
By this point, this first special edition we did.
I mean, I was totally in on that too.
The first special edition we did should have come out by the time this comes out, and we will be doing at least one per person a year. We just did our Eladrius special edition with Young Avengers, and then our Master of Time and Space is a big Iron Fist fan, so we'll be covering from what I hear, one of the best runs of Iron Fist.
The best.
And comparing it to the show.
Yeah.
And then, let's see. We have
what
a bunch.
Batman thing are we going to do?
Oh, yes. Batman Earth 1, baby. The Batman Earth 1 is what the Nolanverse should have been, not the Nolanverse, because ain't nobody. Okay, newsflash for you people who got into Batman because the Nolanverse, that's great. I'm sorry.
Okay, first of all, clarify who the fuck Nolan is.
Christopher Nolan. He did.
Yeah, I know, but some people might not.
You're right. For our people who don't know, Christopher Nolan did Batman Begins, Dark Knight, and Dark Knight Rises. Blah, and ooh. Those are my alternate titles. I think they're accurate.
Still a better Joker than Jared Leto.
Okay, at this
Jared Leto.
No, at this point, Krusty the Clown is a better Joker than Jared Leto. Okay, am I wrong? If you put Krusty the Clown in them scenes, wouldn't that make more sense?
Such a bad Joker.
He has ha tattooed on himself
and deranged on his forehead.
Well, I mean, why would we expect an actor to act out a character so you could tell?
Apparently, the reason for the hand thing for the smiles because his teeth got jacked.
Don't start because
that's what they're saying. I haven't seen the movie.
Okay, as a Batman fan, I got.
By the way, all of that happened off camera, and so we don't have to explain any of it.
As a Batman fan, I found what supposedly their reason is, and it makes me want to throw things. Supposedly, it's from a death in the family. When Jason Todd was murdered, supposedly. That's what Batman did, was knock out his teeth. That's the whole thing. Was the studio came out and said maybe death in the family happened, maybe Red Hood, and I was like, that doesn't make that bad decision any better. It just means that you're scrambling to throw a good character on top of a big mistake. Death in the family.
I like it. I like that answer.
And both companies do it. Okay. So we made some bad decisions in Avengers about Black Widow. What do? We'll get another girl.
What they do with Black Widow?
Black Widow and Avengers 1, poorly done. We can all agree, poorly done. Yeah. So what we do? We get another girl on the Avengers. No one will remember how bad we wrote Black Widow in the first movie. Scarlet Witch. And that wasn't really Scarlet Witch either. But that was Diet Scarlet Witch. Just, none of the calories, none of the flavor.
No, that was Great Value Scarlet Witch.
They went to Walmart and was like, what's the cheapest female? And I feel bad because the actress did a good job with what she was handling. Let's not blame the actress.
I didn't know she was an Olsen.
Yes, she is the little sister of the Olsen twins. I thought that was funny.
That is the first thing I saw.
She looks better than her sisters.
But I used to watch that show when I was a kid.
Hated it.
Who did?
Hated it.
Oh, you?
Hated it.
I used to watch it.
I thought she was more attractive than her sisters once I realized who she was. I'm just saying. They don't look that great anymore. Time was mad mean to them. I'm sorry.
They didn't have to act anymore. They just went on to be, fucking business moguls. I mean, I don't even... They're like, we can't act forever. You know what? I'm gonna own a company, and they went off and owned a company.
After they made a couple of movies.
And made a lot of money.
To the point to where Fuller House?
No,
we're not coming back.
No. I love that because they made a joke about that. I actually saw the first episode of that. They made a joke about that. That was funny.
But they don't want to come back?
No, basically, they said, someone said, where's Michelle? Oh, she's off doing fashion in New York because that's what one of them actually does. And the entire cast just turns to the screen and makes a really face.
Well, it makes more money than being on this show would.
I'm almost certain of that. But anyway.
So, tell me a little bit more. So, who's Apollo? Because I keep telling him, I know he's the boyfriend.
He is the ex-boyfriend of Midnighter. Basically, like we've said, Midnighter is kind of a Punisher-esque Batman. So, think about Superman. If he was also Punisher-esque.
Actually, no.
I thought Apollo killed people.
Apollo does not condone killing people.
Oh, I thought
that was one of the big arguments.
Okay, my apologies, because I have not read much about Apollo.
He is like Superman, but also meets a new god, quite literally. Apollo has literally the power of the sun. He's able to emit true.
Kind of Captain Adam meets Superman.
Sunny D.
Sunny D.
The power of the sun.
Oh God! Shut up.
So now I just have a picture of Apollo in Midnighter's fridge.
Let me get a mic.
Don't worry, it'll be gone next time.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
Yeah,
I don't know where the cords went. They're just gone. Oh no, cords mysteriously disappeared.
Just slid it off down the hall.
Oop.
Go find it. Oh, the door locked itself. But basically, I can't, because they put it in the DC universe, I can't figure out if he's supposed to be just a hero or if he's supposed to be a new god or what he is.
Well, we'll find out when we cover their combo issue because I don't know how much of Wildstorm, like if they've changed any of Wildstorm's canon or if it's all canon. Because I haven't read much of Wildstorm. I'm intrigued. Unlike your husband, I'm not a big Grifter fan, but he's another one. But he was in Flashpoint, actually. Now I remember. I should have known that it was pre-Rebirth because the Grifter was actually in the Flashpoint universe. But yeah, Apollo is it. I know I was reading online that Apollo fans are worried that he's going to get overshadowed by Superman, and the same goes with Midnighter by Batman. But as someone who's seen at least a full volume with Midnighter, I feel like you could enjoy both, or you could enjoy one or the other, and one's not going to overshadow the other. To me, that's kind of the same as saying of Question fans being afraid that Batman is going to overshadow the Question. They share similarities, but they're not the same person. Like, example, do you feel like if Black Vulcan and Static are in the same medium that they overshadow each other? Because they're two different characters to me.
Why is he directing this question towards me?
Because
you're a Static fan and they're black.
That's you wanted the answer.
My answer to that question is no, because I would read either Static or Black Vulcan, who should be Supervolt.
Not according to people in the 50s.
The only thing I would be worried about is the fact.
I love his kids though.
The only thing I'd be worried about, especially with these two and people like Static Shock and people like Question, is the fact that they are they're niche heroes. They're heroes that they're not highly publicized.
Right.
So if they're only going to be overshadowed if DC doesn't put enough effort into getting them more spotlight.
Which they won't. Because it's DC. Because they're always, no matter what, as far as I can tell, they're going to keep their mainstay. They're going to always go with a good Superman, a good Batman, a good Wonder Woman, and a good GL, and maybe Flash.
Well, from what I've seen so far out of Rebirth, I'll be honest, there's only been one thing straight out of Rebirth, one hero that's come out of Rebirth that I'm just not reading because of the plot idea. But from what I can tell, no one else is reading it. And if you are, please comment and let me know how many of you exist. Because I read the one shot for Cyborg and... Ugh.
When he's a robot.
Yeah, he's not a cyborg.
I don't know. I don't really enjoy Killer Frost.
Wait, okay. Wait.
You didn't enjoy Killer Frost? I liked Killer Frost.
Because you like angsty, stupid bitch.
She's not she's a doctor. She's not stupid.
Angsty, stupid bitch.
You could be very book smart and still be an idiot.
I like
Ben Carson.
Well, that's true.
I don't know why that was the brand name. Well, it's probably because he's considered one of the greatest neurosurgeons. He's just an idiot.
I feel like it's because when he says stuff, his hands go in the opposite direction to what he's saying. Watch his speech. I'm serious. It's the thing that happens.
Okay, back it up.
But I mean, it's with it just goes back to how much they're going to put into it, and these two have not even been announced for Rebirth issues or.
Well, they've had the comic that we're getting came out post Rebirth, so they are in the universe. That's confirmed. Wildstorm got a Rebirth issue, which they were included with that. That's that whole section. So they are in the Rebirth verse. The issue is, I'm hoping that they'll keep, at the very least, weaving them in, because I was really impressed with the fact that they weaved in Midnighter all throughout a lot of the street level stuff.
Yeah. I would like to see them put Apollo in different, planetary, like, actual higher than... I don't know what you call the power level that is, like, interplanetary issues.
I don't know. Marvel has clear names for theirs. DC does not.
Because I'm like, you got street level. What's above street level? Is it just everything else? You got street level and
I feel like
else?
I wouldn't know what to call it, but I feel like there's street level, that, and then the big universal threats, to me. And then there's multiversal.
I'd like to see Apollo helping them fight off like different aliens and whatnot.
I feel like Midnighter would be at home in like with the space stories. Like I feel like Midnighter would be at home with like the Green Lanterns. I feel like you could see Midnighter alongside the Green Lanterns.
I could not see him dressed up like a Green Lantern.
No, I'm talking fighting with them. He doesn't have to wear the ring.
Maybe a Red Lantern, yeah, angry motherfucker.
Fear. I give him a Yellow Lantern.
Well, he's already putting off yellow light, so at that point you just need to get him a ring out of a freaking little machine. Sinestro Corps go.
One of my friends loves Sinestro, and I don't understand.
Atrocitus!
Yeah.
All will be well.
Of course, Saint Walker over here.
Slight spoiler for Injustice 2. I'm gonna say this right now. In the end of Atrocitus' story, what he does pisses off all the other Red Lanterns so much that they turn on him. That
happened in the comics.
Yeah, and guess who saves him?
Belize.
Nope.
The Dexter.
Nope.
Who?
No, Dexter wants him dead too.
Oh damn.
Hal Jordan.
No.
Who?
Sinestro.
The compassion entity.
The little the entity.
I'm sitting here throwing out names.
You just gonna keep guessing.
The entity came out and said, "No, Atrocitus needs help." It's like, okay, so the entity for the prison corps. Let's help out Atrocitus real quick, because he doesn't need to die.
We don't need it. We're really gonna have to do Jeff Johns running Green Lantern at some point for these folks.
Eventually, because they don't. Well, hopefully, when they listen to this, they'll say like, "What the fuck is the entity? What the fuck is this? What's this?" Then they'll go
look up Jeff Johns Green Lantern. It's some of the best writing the last 5 years.
So good.
It's the best thing coming out of DC Rebirth.
It's good. It's just too long. Okay.
It's so good. No, it could be as long as it needs to be. It's the fact that you got too many people going, "Oh my god, that's the greatest thing ever."
I can understand that. I did the same thing with I can't really give you shit. Yeah, I did the same thing with Gurren Lagann. I got tired of hearing that.
With a lot of animes.
It's just that it's like, okay, I get it, you like it, but enough. Let's transition away from that.
I'm trying to figure out
and look at current.
Actually, if you're tired of that, something I would suggest, because a lot of people feel like you. I can't remember who wrote it. Someone wrote the side stuff to those events, like Sinestro Corps War and War of the Corps, which also cover that stuff, and it's connected to that run, but it's not written by him. And it's really solid.
I just think he's just not a fan of GL unless it's John Stewart. Which John Stewart does have some parts in that.
Green Lantern is always an iffy thing with me because I like John Stewart, who's my favorite Green Lantern. He always will be. But I fell in love more with the interpretation that the cartoon Justice League had. If I look at the comic books, which I have, I'm not a fan of their interpretation of how they took John Stewart. And then Green Lantern is Green Lantern. I mean, if there's one thing that affects the Green Lantern Corps, it gets blown out of proportion, and then it takes on the galaxy, and it's like, Jesus Christ, can we just... It's like, I don't understand why they keep the Smurfs around.
Who?
The Guardians
of the Universe.
The Smurfs, they're blue. I don't understand, they're small, and I don't understand why they keep them around, because they're evil.
Well, they're dead now.
Good! They're evil!
The only ones that are around are the good ones, Ganthet and Sade.
No, they need to be dead too.
And the one that's possessed
No, you kill them too.
Oh, Ganthet and Sade
You kill them all.
Okay.
You kill one, kill them all.
Was Ganthet the only one who said, "Okay, I'll become a lantern for this one time"?
No, Ganthet was the only one who kept his emotions. Ganthet and Sade, they're the only ones that did, because that was the stupidest thing the Guardians ever did. But
Ganthet actually put on a ring. He actually became part of the Corps for a second. So I guess I'll change myself.
Can he already do the?
I'll have to check that out. I didn't know that. Yeah, because they can tap into willpower without a ring.
Yeah, I was like green power. Isn't that a thing that they can all just kind of...
Oh, God. I'm sorry, like, why are these blue people wielding green? But, yeah.
That's because they're definitely not Hope Lanterns.
We can only do so much.
St. Walker. All.
Or all is well.
That's the only arc I'm thinking about reading for that, by the way, for Hal Jordan and Green Lantern Corps. Volume 3 is supposed to be the hunt for St. Walker.
Okay.
Because the blues have completely disappeared. Yeah, no one's seen them. And the White Lantern powers just up and poofed recently, apparently.
There's no more hope.
Apparently
everything's too gritty now.
Exactly, and apparently the White Lantern powers also disappeared.
Well, Jeff Johns actually hates that. He hates the fact that it's all grit. He likes the Silver Age.
He wants stuff to go back to Silver Age, which is the one thing me and Mr. Johns disagree on.
And I totally read his writing of the
Infinite Crisis.
There you go. Where they bring in
Superboy Prime.
They bring in Superboy Prime, and Jeff Johns done fucked up as a writer. I can honestly say that he done fucked up. Superboy Prime is immune to everything that makes Superman weak. He is unstoppable. And then at the end he goes, oh shit, how do I kill Superboy Prime? I don't know. You know what, actually? He is not immune from red sun energy. So he just gets all his powers taken away and then beat to death by...
Not to death. He's beaten unconscious and given the Green Lantern Corps.
And they trapped him inside the battery, and then he escaped. And then he go to Sinestro Corps. Then he escaped.
Superboy Prime.
Once again, dumbest character.
I really don't like him at all.
He's a Mary Sue.
He's awesome.
What now? Who?
Mary Stu. It's basically they're an overpowered character that is
Ichigo
just
from
OP.
Bleach.
For no reason other than to be OP.
Oh god, I can't roll my eyes any harder. No, I don't think the mic can pick it up.
No, I don't think the mic can pick up eye rolls. But I did see your retinas detached there for a second.
It actually did.
But those are those kind of characters. Yeah, they're the ones that are been written to where they're invincible.
It's one of the things I love about Midnighter is the fact that even though he's got that computer in his head, he is not invincible.
So here's a question. First off, what city is he in? Station
everywhere.
He has
one of the technologies he has access to from the God Garden is this thing called doors, and they are literally dimensional openings that he can step through at will and show up at different places. So he's actually going around the world.
So what happens when Midnighter runs into either Batman or Constantine?
That would be interesting.
He has run into both, actually.
Yes. But I didn't see those issues. He actually fights with Dick Grayson in this one.
And he knows who Batman is, and he's run into Batman, and they both don't agree on the ends.
They agree with everything else until it starts coming to what you do, then the fight's over.
And Midnighter, that's why when he first fights his enemies in his first volume, is that when he's about to kill them, like, you can't kill us. And he goes, what do you think I am, Batman? And then he kills them. Because I'm not Batman. And then he runs into Constantine, and Constantine runs away from him because he's trying to dick over Midnighter, and Midnighter will kill you. So Constantine literally runs away.
That's not really new for Constantine. Everyone wants to kill Constantine.
I don't know why everyone's so mean to Constantine.
Because he's a you know what? Only dicks like dicks, and you're a dick.
I feel like every time he's done it, he had a good reason. Isn't that all that matters?
No.
What's the good reason?
The ends do not justify the means.
He needed something.
Sometimes the ends aren't worth anything.
He needed something.
Like what? To run away? That's not a.
I can't help that he's aggressive.
As far as I know, wouldn't Batman automatically go after him for killing? Because
not unless he's in Gotham.
No. Well, no. Seriously, that's a thing. That's why no other superheroes other than the Bat family operate in Gotham.
See, that's why when he says that Batman finances the Justice League, he finances a group of people. He does not. He specifically asks them not to come help him. Why would you give people money and finance a team if you're not going to have them help you?
Mostly because if they did, the problem would be solved.
Exactly. And maybe they'd solve it more efficiently because maybe Batman is better as Bruce Wayne. And he should just put the cape up.
Okay, we all know that Batman is the actual person, right? And Bruce Wayne is the costume. You guys are aware of that, right?
Well, I don't give a shit. He should take off the real person and wear the persona.
That's Superman.
No. That's some Kill Bill bullshit. Don't you?
No, that's not no bullshit. That's a good movie.
It is a good movie, but that speech was wrong.
I'm sorry to tell you this, but
Frank Miller's Dark Knight. I don't want to hear anything else from you.
Read it. I don't know what you're saying.
Frank Miller's Dark Knight.
Was he not born Bruce Wayne and then he became Batman, correct?
No.
I do believe Superman was born Kal-El, aka Superman, and then he became Clark.
Actually, he didn't become Superman until he got irradiated with yellow sun radiation.
Kal-El.
If he'd have stayed,
was he not
Kal-El's ass would have stayed on Krypton, he would be Superman. He'd be man.
He'd be dead. But now that didn't happen. And what happened is that the Master of Time and Space has got a point.
Batman.
One of the very few times I have one, I have a point.
And when it's usually at the top of your head.
I'm so confused by that.
Your head comes to a point. I was making a joke.
Do I have
like a
KK
cone head?
Do I have a KKK head?
That was a cone head reference.
Oh God.
Jesus.
It's a bad
You're just as old. It was a bad movie. You're just as old as me, though. Don't act like you don't know what the cone heads is.
We are friends.
Now it's my turn to be confused. But
let's not even get into that. Bad 90s movies.
So, like I said, how do you think they're going to integrate with all this different stuff?
One of the villain. Okay, two things. The villain at the end of the first volume is a major villain within the DC universe.
I believe he's a Green Arrow villain, right? Did we ever check that? 'Cause I thought he was a Green Arrow villain.
I just know he's a major one. And
well, we could probably give the villain if you give the villain name, pretty much everyone will figure out his actual name and it'll ruin the twist.
But basically, the main villain is a major villain within DC. Mm-hmm. So that's how they integrated it. And then on top of that, in the second one, the second volume, he deals with Suicide Squad and Amanda Waller, which again is a major faction within DC Comics. So
is he actually insane, or is he sane, or is he just Midnighter?
Oh no, he's sane.
So he's not off kilter. He's just
he just really enjoys beating the crap out of bad people. It's literally the thing. He just really enjoys it.
And Apollo does not enjoy killing people.
Well, that's because you're the power of the sun, so it's kind of really easy.
He also has the strength of Superman.
Yeah, his strength is comparable.
You can't really beat the crap out of people because you might actually, liquefy them.
I kind of want a Superman Apollo team up.
It wouldn't happen.
You don't think so?
Apollo's gay. Superman don't do the whole gay thing.
Has he waited on?
There is no way that making somebody in Midnighter's position, even if this was Apollo, take it for example, Midnighter when he ran into what's his face, the other Jason Todd or whatever.
Dick Grayson.
Dick Grayson. He made all the passes, the flirts and the passes, and it didn't bother Dick Grayson. However, can you imagine somebody doing that to Superman?
Thank you, citizen. But,
thank you, citizen.
I must go.
He'd be fucking weirded out. He was weirded out about having a clone son. He'd be fucking weird.
Well, that was on Earth 16.
Again with the numbers. Look.
look. All I gotta say is Marvel is over.
Don't even start with Earth 616. Okay, I don't got time for all that.
No, I'm more interested in Earth like 4,000,005, where they basically make the DC universe. The last Earth on the list is the DC universe. Oh, that was funny. Yeah, when the multiverse of Marvel was collapsing, they went to the last Earth on the list, 4 million and some bullshit ass number, and it was literally there was a team of heroes who had saved their Earth from colliding with another one without killing people, and there was the Sun God,
which was Superman.
Yeah, the Norn. Mr. Quick was his name.
Yeah.
Dr. Spectrum or Mr. Light.
Okay, you can stop that.
Yeah, I mean, literally.
And then they murdered all of them.
Oh, we did wrap up time? Yeah. All right. Well, guys, I know we went a little off topic a couple of times, but Midnighter, it's only because Midnighter, the stuff you want to talk about there's twists, good twists, and we're not ruining those.
Yeah.
They're so good. Midnighter Volume 1, I believe. It is, yes, Midnighter Volume 1 out. It is fantastic. We're going to be covering more stuff later. And if you want to get a little bit of him without buying the issues, Grayson, the comic that covers Dick Grayson as a spy, and Midnighter's in and out of that the whole time. Next week, we'll be covering Sam Wilson, Captain America. Anything else, guys?
I'm good.
Thank you for joining us at the center of the multiverse. See you next time.
This is your master of time and space, thanking you for listening to the Cripple Talks Comics podcast. If you have any questions or suggestions for us, go ahead and send us an email at crippletalkscomics@gmail.com. That's crippletalkscomics@gmail.com. For more content, check out www.rebelsaga.com, where we cover conventions, video games, anime, and more. You can listen to this and all other archived podcasts at iTunes, Stitcher, and rebelsaga.com. That's iTunes, Stitcher, and rebelsaga.com.